Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today we are going to read another lessons from your English course book, and the title of the lesson is Birbal's Trip to Paradise. It is a play. Do you know what is a play? Do you know drama? So Birbal's Trip to Paradise is a play. Ponder. Help Birbal reach the castle. You can try this. You can solve this puzzle in your own. It will be fun. Try this. Did you know, just like Birbal, there were others who are still known for their wit and humor, like Gopal Bhand and Tenali Rama. Gopal used to serve at the court of King Krishnachandra or Nadia in Bengal, and Tenali Rama was the court poet of King Krishnadevaraya of Vijayanagara. Do you think wit and humor can save us in difficult times or situations? How? Discuss. Characters: narrator Akbar, Barber, Birbal. In this play, you will find four characters talking to one another. Narrator is the neutral. He's the one narrating the story to you. And actually, Akbar, Barber, and Birbal are the characters carrying out the conversation throughout the play. Narrator: a long time ago, Akbar the Great ruled India. He was the greatest of all the Mughal emperors. Akbar, proudly: I am the greatest of all the Mughals. I have many advisors and countless servants, but my favorite one is Birbal. Birbal is the wittiest and cleverest man in the whole empire. Narrator: but Birbal had enemies who were envious of his popularity. Most envious of all was the emperor's barber. The barber knew that favor of Akbar brought fortune. Here the word meaning envious, jealous. Popularity, state of being liked or enjoyed by many people. Favor, friendly support or liking towards one person more than the others. Fortune, prosperity or a large amount of money. Barber: why can a barber not be the fortunate one for a change? I am as clever and witty as Birbal. I have good ideas. I deserve a better position. Narrator: the barber's envy turned to hatred. He plotted for Birbal's downfall day and night. Very soon he worked out a cunning plan. One day, while trimming the emperor's beard, the barber found the courage to speak up and put his plan into action. Barber: you know, your majesty, last night I dreamed of your father. Emperor: my father, you said. Did he speak to you? Barber: yes, your excellency. He is very happy in paradise, but says that all the residents of heaven are terrible bores. He wants you to send someone to keep him amused with fine talk. Someone who is clever and witty needs to be sent. Narrator: now, although Akbar prized Birbal very much, he truly respected his own father. After a little thought, he decided to send his favorite advisor to paradise to entertain the old man. He sent for Birbal. Barber: the only way to reach heaven is through death. What a brilliant plan I have contrived. Birbal will have to die. Narrator: Birbal wrote to the court at once to learn of the emperor's wishes. Akbar. Birbal, if I have not judged you wrongly, I think you love me enough to make any sacrifice for my sake. Birbal, you know I do, Emperor. Birbal, Barber aside. Yes, that is right. Go on. Fortunate means lucky, witty, full of clever humor, plotted, made secret plans, trimming to cut the edges of unwanted parts, fine talk, fancy talk, or tall stories, price, highly valued, entertained to provide enjoyment, contrived, made something happen in a clever way, judge, to form an opinion after careful thinking. Let's continue reading. Akbar. Then I would like you to go to heaven and keep my dear father company. Barber aside. Yes, company, that's it. Birbal. Your Highness, it would be an honor for me, but may I take a few days to prepare? Barber. But your father, sir, is so sad, so very, very bored and sad and. Silence. Birbal, you are doing me a great favor. Of course, you should prepare. I will give you a week. Barber rolls his eyes and speaks quietly. A week. Narrator. Birbal returned home and dug a deep pit in the grounds of his house. This would be his grave. But along with it, he also dug a secret tunnel that opened under the floor of his private room. Then he returned to meet the emperor. Birbal, Your Highness, I am ready to go to heaven. Akbar, very good, Birbal. Company means someone who spend time with or enjoy being with. Grave, a place where dead people are buried. You can see the picture here. The barber is the one holding the scissor. Okay. Birbal. But in accordance with an old family tradition, I would like to be buried alive. My family has always believed that this is the easiest and quickest way to get to heaven. Narrator. And so, to the delight of the barber, Barber mimes happiness. Birbal was buried alive. He found his way into the tunnel that took him to the safety of his own house. Birbal hid in his room for over 6 months. At the end of that time, with long hair and a saggy beard, he came out of hiding and set off for the emperor's court. Narrator. Akbar was getting his hair cut when Birbal arrived at the court. Birbal. Your Majesty. Narrator. Akbar asked the barber to leave the room. Akbar. Birbal, can it be you? How did you get here? Birbal. Birbal took a deep breath and replied, From paradise. Oh, great one. Your father enjoyed our talk so much that he gave me special permission to return to earth and tell you all about them. Akbar. Did he give you any special message for his devoted son? Just one. Your Majesty, do you see my long beard and long hair? Narrator. Akbar nodded his head. Birbal. Well, it seems very few barbers make it to heaven. Your father asks you to send him yours at once, for he is badly in need of a haircut. Deep breath meaning to feel relaxed or confident, devoted, loyal or faithful. Make it to find one's way, matter the actual fact. Narrator. Akbar understood the matter now. Akbar, send for the barber at once and make preparation to send him to heaven so that my dear father can have a good shave and a haircut. Narrator. The barber realized that he had fallen into the same trap that he had set for Birbal. Now, prepare. From groups and enact the play, you may change the ending, add scenes, dialogues, characters of your own to make it interesting. Pay attention to the costumes and props as required. Remember to learn your lines well. You can try this at home also. Practice comprehension. We have to fill in the blanks here. You have to read the lesson carefully and do the exercise. Answer these questions with reference to the context. Let's read it so that we can better understand the lessons with the help of these questions. What a brilliant plan I have contrived. Birbal will have to die. Who is the speaker? What is the brilliant plan? Pick a word from the line which means the same as plotted. Birbal, can it be you? How did you get here? Who said this? Why is the speaker surprised? What answer does the listener give? Answer these questions. Why was Birbal a favorite of Akbar? Why was the Barber envious of Birbal? What was the plan that the Barber had to get rid of Birbal? How did Birbal react to Akbar's request to send him to heaven? What did Birbal do before he was ready to go to heaven? What was Akbar doing when Birbal returned from heaven? How had Birbal's appearance changed? What message from Akbar's father did Birbal bring? What matter did Akbar understand? What is the lesson to be learned from the story? Now we have the perfect vocabulary using the dictionary, confusing words. Okay. While reading, you may come across a word you do not know. A dictionary can tell you what the word means and how to say it. When you open a dictionary, the words in bold are called entry words. So, what are the entry words? The words in bold, called entry words. You will also see a definition for each entry word. Some words have more than one definition. Sometimes you will also see sentences that show how a particular word is to be used. For example, the word horn. Horn. It has been transcribed there. Horned. 1. A hard permanent protruding growth, mostly curved and pointed, found in pairs on the head of cattle, sheep, goat, giraffes, etc., and consisting of bone. 2. In jazz and popular music, any wind instrument. 3. A device in an automobile for giving a warning signal. Continuous honking of the horns gave her a headache. That is a sentence. 4. A brass musical instrument with a narrow tube and flare belt. Write which definitions of the word horn is used in each sentence below. The ship's captain honked the horn as he left the dock. The chief had horns on his hat. Rajat played the French horn. You have to try this after reading this given extract from the dictionary. You can try this. Use the dictionary to find the meanings of words in the list. Use them in sentences of your own for each definition of the word. You have to make sentence. Number 1, ruler. 2, distort. 3, duck. 4, cabinet. Choose the correct words to complete each sentence. It is very quiet / quiet on the country road at night. You have to choose the correct words to complete the sentence. Now we have grammar. Now, the word now is in the middle, and at both sides we have before after, one side each. Let's see. Present simple. On the left is past simple, and on the right future simple. Before, now, after. Okay. Past simple sentence, I played. Subject plus past tense, form of the verb. Now, present simple, I play. Subject plus past, form of verb. Future simple, I will play. Subject plus will slash shall plus the base form of the verb. Present tense tells us of an action that happens regularly. For example, I drink milk. Past tense, the time of action which is over. For example, I drank milk. Future tense, the time of action which is yet to happen. For example, I will drink milk. Again, here, past continuous, present continuous, future continuous. Before, now, after. Past continuous, I was playing. Subject plus was slash were plus ing form of the verb. Present continuous, I am playing. Subject plus is, am, are plus ing form of verb. Future continuous, I will be playing. Subject plus will slash shall plus be plus ing base form of verb. Present continuous tense expresses an action at the time of speaking. For example, he is reading a book. Expresses an action in progress but not necessarily at the time of speaking. For example, he is teaching at a university. Expresses a definite action in the near future. For example, I am going to see a movie today. Past continuous tense expresses that someone was doing something in the past, usually in the middle of an action. For example, I was swimming in the pool. Expresses that something was happening repeatedly. For example, she was always singing in the garden. Expresses that something continued for some time. For example, my feet was aching. We often use the past simple and the past continuous together to say that something happened in the past. For example, she cut her finger while she was chopping carrots. Future continuous tense talks about a continuous action that will take place in the future. For example, we will be traveling to Srinagar. Expresses action in progress at a certain time in the future. For example, I will be flying to Delhi at this time tomorrow. Shows plans actions in the future. For example, I will be meeting the doctor next week. Now we have a fill in the blank exercise. You have to read carefully and try this in your own. Exercise B. Change the sentences from future simple to future continuous. You haven't given one example here. One has been done for you. At this time tomorrow I will leave Delhi. At this time tomorrow I will be leaving Delhi. Okay, you can try this. Performed. Writing. You have read the play Birbal's Trip to Paradise. There are three characters, Birbal, Akbar and Barber. Among these three, write about the character you like the most. You may take the help of the given hints. First, you have to decide which character do you like the most, the Emperor Akbar or the wise Birbal or the witty but bad villainist, the Barber. Character sketch, name of the character, you have reason for liking him, nature of the character, relation with the other characters. Based on these four factors given here, you have to write your paragraph. This listening part, you can choose other options also. Speaking. Look at the animal tracks in the picture, speak about them. You can use the following hints. Where have they come from? Which animal do they belong to? What do these tracks resemble? You have to use your thought and think about it and speak something in relation to the given questions. Now students, let me summarize the whole play. Birbal's trip to paradise. The play is about Akbar's favorite minister, Birbal, known for being wise and witty. Once a jealous barber in the emperor's court decides to get rid of Birbal because he was very jealous of the favor Birbal was getting from the emperor for being his favorite minister. The barber, he thinks of a cunning plant, and one day, while trimming the emperor's beard, tells him that he dreamed of his father, the emperor's father, who told him that the residents of heaven are terribly bored and need someone to keep them amused. He wants someone who can amuse them with a fine talk, someone intelligent and witty. The emperor, who worshipped his father, at once decides to send Birbal to his father in heaven. Birbal thinks of a plan and buys some time for the emperor. He digs a grave with a secret tunnel that opens under the floor of his private room. He requests the emperor to bury him alive, and once he is buried, he finds his way into the tunnel that takes him to his own house. He hides in his room for over 6 months and goes back to the emperor's court with long hair and a saggy beard. On being questioned, he tells the emperor that since not many barbers make it to paradise, his father has asked him to send his own barber to trim his hair. The emperor understands the whole matter and asks for his barber to be sent to heaven. Thus the barber soon falls into the same trap that he had set up for Birbal. The lesson to be learned from the story is that we will fall into the pit that we dig for others. So bad people will get the same bad results that they desire or they want for others to get. So we should always think good of others, and we should not plant or trick other people to get into trouble, because we may be in that same position because of our own ill setting, ill intentions. So you will fall into the pit that you dig for others. In order to dig grave for others, we have to go down. We have to go down with our own legs into the grave first. We will be the first one to go into the grave to dig others' grave. That is the lesson we can learn from this play.